Summer is in session at Icon Park. Welcome to 2025 and welcome back to Summer Sessions, a Carlton Media Preseason podcast. It's season 3, episode 5, and we are running it back to the very first one because joining me in the Carlton Media studios is none other than someone who was on the podcast back in 2022 and is drawing a lot of praise for how he's going about things in preseason. Jesse Motlop, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Bit of a solo act this one.
Well,
had the Three Stooges last one.
Well, you were one of the Stooges then. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, well, other ones in the back.
Well, as I'm saying, this is Carlton Media history because we do have a studio audience in here, and Corey Durden is in the background. He seems to have already lost interest and he's scrolling on his phone, but he is in the room.
He's filming.
He may come up a few times in this podcast, funnily enough.
Perfect.
And shout out to the other Stooge who's at
Jack Carroll.
who's at Moorabbin these days.
He's left us.
Again, he'll come up a few times. Maybe some other teammates as well. Yeah. But you will probably remember that we do kick off this podcast the same way. It is a new year, but we're running things back again, as I said. Mots, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Karaoke. Oh, there's been a bit of that lately.
Has there?
Yeah, bit of off-season. Just, with the family and Christmas and stuff. So have a few good times. Probably, I don't know, Sweet Caroline's probably a good one.
Yep.
But I need the words up for that one.
So you mentioned a bit of karaoke over the break. Good off-season / Christmas break?
Yeah, it was good fun. Just went back to Perth, stopped in Adelaide, see all the family, which was good. And yeah, didn't do too much, to be honest. Just kept it pretty chill, see all the mates and a lot of training, which is good. Lucky a lot of them play a bit of waffle footy, so had people to train with because we know that's pretty hard to do by yourself. But no, it was good. I
was going to say you do have family everywhere, so how did you decide how and where to split the time over October, November, and then December?
Yeah, that one was tricky. The Christmas break was easy because I just went to Perth. But yeah, I went to pretty much all points of Australia, probably twice around as well. So we went to Darwin, did a little trip up there with Charlie, Walshy and Cots. Was in Perth, came back to Melbourne for the BNF, went to Adelaide. So yeah, all around Australia at the moment, but it's good. It keeps everything different and yeah, it was fun.
Then back home, how is it living with an opposition player now?
Yeah,
any trade secrets revealed?
We've been talking about that because obviously first pracky game's against St Kilda, so he can get that one out the way, get a bit of chirp from the boys, which will be fun. But nah, he's good. He's loving it, which is good for us to see that. And yeah, now that he's happy, and not that he wasn't happy before, but he's happy still. And it's good.
Shout out to Bot, big fan of the show, obviously.
Bosh.
Doesn't like the nickname, but big fan of the show. I spoke to Cots at the end of last year while on preseason camp, and he spoke about having had shoulder surgery. He now wants everyone to be nice to everyone who's undergone shoulder surgery because he now knows what it's like. You been nice to him? You looked after him?
Yeah, looked after him. Yeah,
shaking his head, nodding his head in the background. Nodding his head. Okay, that's a good sign.
Nah, he's been through the wars. A big fella. He's had what?
Big fella?
Big fella. He's a big fella. Yeah, he's had 3 shoulder surgeries now. So it's credit to him. Even last year, decided to keep going and got his lick in the end. So he's a great player, and we miss having him out there in the pre-seasons, and he'll be better for it. So
is that a good answer, dudes? Happy with that?
Looked after him.
Very happy with that. Lovely. Do you want to talk about who the best cook is and who the messiest housemate is?
Nah, I'm sick of those conversations.
Shall we hold that off?
Alexis Sturds' partner is the best at all of it, so that's probably a clear-cut answer.
Great. Corey did tell me to ask that question. How many times do you reckon you've been asked that over the years?
Well,
because we don't do that. We did it once, and we got told pretty quickly.
Yeah, first 2 years was
every interview.
Yeah, every interview probably, and then didn't have too much media last year. But then had a Channel 7 and it come back up in my 4th year. So it's like, I don't think it'll ever go away until they move out. But
so until they move out, so you're staying and they're going to...
Yeah. I'm staying. As in the house.
Yeah. It's yours.
Mooney Ponds is mine, yeah.
Okay, right. Well, it does seem like there's a bit of a crew developing. There's a few households that overlap now and you're kind of all together.
It's good fun. Like that kind of Flemington, Mooney Ponds, Ascot Vale. There's a few households. We all play a bit of cards on Thursday nights and then head for a bit of Luxor.
So who is the crew?
Well, last year there was about, I reckon, 9 of us. Me, Durds, Bot, George, Hewitt, Harry Lemmy, Ash, Rob, Duff. I feel like I'm missing one. and Nige. So
Yep.
yeah, the bottom three would have to pay for the top three, and we'd all go for Luxor. So it's pretty
Beautiful.
fun. Yeah.
So have you lost a few now?
No, I get shouted a lot.
No, so I'm more meant lost a bit of the crew, like because they've moved. But
well, they're still going to Flemington. The crew's actually grown because all the first years have gone to that area
nice.
now. But
So,
yeah, Lem's
Carlton
obviously
induction. Yeah.
he's over in I won't say, but he's moved but
Somewhere
yeah,
else.
yeah. But yeah, no, we still got a big crew, which is good.
And you'd fancy yourself in, I'm guessing it's P's and A's.
Yeah, P's and A's. So I got all right. Dirts is shaking his head, but he knows.
How much cheating is involved?
From who?
From generally the winner.
I'm usually the winner, so not too much. Some sly stuff goes on between probably Dirds, the Irish boys. You can't really trust them. Yeah, they sit in weird positions, and then a lot of chatter that what is it? I don't know. They're talking German or something.
German. Yeah, that's it. Nice. That seems like a wholesome crew that you got.
No, it is good fun. Like, focus on that connection a lot. So it's good to have a crew that you can do something with, and outside of footy.
So it's Thursday night is Luxor night, and then Tuesday morning's breakfast here with the whole crew as well, like the whole club.
No, it's good. Yeah. It's good fun. Like, try to organise these things outside of footy, and I guess really make them organic and natural, so that you're not forcing too much. But it seems like we've got a great crew at the moment, and a lot of young boys. Feels weird because I'm probably in the middle age now.
That is weird.
Yeah, and only 21, so yeah, it's good fun. We got a great crew.
Wasn't long ago you're walking in with the curtains and.
That was probably the worst haircut ever.
Worst haircut so far. There's still time.
So far, had rocked the blonde tips last year, so
that was good though. I thought.
Yeah, I liked it. Didn't get a good reaction, but
but you liked it. That's the main thing.
I liked it. I had them a bit younger as well, but I'm just keeping it back to normal now.
Back to basics.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're a New Year's resolution or a New Year, New Me kind of guy, but. What do you want to achieve in 2025, Jesse?
I want to answer my phone a bit quicker these days.
Yeah,
that's probably my resolution. Shocking at that.
Corey's laughing in the background.
Yeah, all family and friends know. So probably as soon as I see the notification, I used to just open it and leave it at that.
Yep.
Now I'll answer, which is good.
Nobody else will do that, would they, Rose? No. Nobody on this set would do that. It's probably me.
You?
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. I want to think so. Yeah. Anything else? Is that the one?
I'll probably give footy a good crack this year as well. Nah.
Well, I was going to say, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're probably keen, from a football sense, to put 2024 behind you, because I'm not sure it gets much more frustrating than that. Was the most annoying one you've had at the level so far.
Nah, definitely. Like, individually and as a team, it didn't go the way that I would have wanted. Obviously, losing in the first round of finals isn't ideal, but we just got to keep showing up, and we're putting our best foot forward as a team and just improving, making progressions every day. And obviously individually, like, went through the whole preseason, hit all my targets, and then right on the last practice match, tore a few ligaments in my toe, which was annoying, and then a few hamstrings. But you got to put it behind you and move on. And whilst he said, really, the only thing I can do is do exactly what I did last year, and if luck goes your way, it'll be all right. And if it doesn't, that's what happens in the game. So, yeah, like I said, put my best foot forward and see how we go.
Take us into your mindset then, as someone who you'd done all the work over the summer, and then, as you said, late in that final practice match against Melbourne here, things take a turn, and you're not really back until I think it was end of July when you get back in the AFL side.
Yeah, it was pretty frustrating. Like, there's a lot of downtimes probably there, and you probably hear about other people getting injured, and you have that empathy for them. But once you go through it, you can really you're in their shoes, and you know what it's like. And I'd never missed a game of footy in my life until last year from injury, and then to miss, I think it was 10 weeks, and then come back through the VFL for another month or two, and it was very frustrating year. But we got there in the end, and like I said, we just got to reset and put it behind us. Like, it's in the past now, and feeling good again and feeling fit, which is the main thing, and ready to go again.
Were you absolutely chomping at the bit for preseason to start this year? Or last year now?
As in November?
As in a few months ago, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's a lot of motivation. Like, you obviously have your down times, and all you want to do is redeem yourself. And like I said, I just wanted to come back and gain back that respect that I built last year in the preseason, and then I guess just do it again, make sure we're ready to go for round one.
You've got a few shout-outs in the first few weeks of preseason for how you're tracking. That must be nice.
Yeah, it is always nice, but you don't want to get too much of it because then comes a lot of expectation. But it's good. It's good to see that the hard work that I'm putting in is coming out on the track, and boys are noticing.
It's also coming out in gym photos as well. There was one in preseason camp, which you were quite happy with.
Oh, thank you for that. I might have seen you out at the corner of my eye and put a bit more into it. But
Gave it a bit?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Obviously, Scoop was getting a fair bit of love for the way he came back in, and that's fair enough as well. But you just thought, I'll try and take some of the love back.
Yeah, Scoop's looking good too. Yeah, he's in fair nick and he's running well. So he'd probably be a player that I'd shout out as well, just the way he's come back. Probably not even for his first preseason that he's having. And the way he's come back, he's really put his best foot forward and he's killing it at the moment.
Well, it is officially 2025 now, so I want to go back to the preseason cliches, which we absolutely love. So you've mentioned who's flying.
Yep.
You've gone with Coop.
Yep.
Anyone else, or are you just going to...
Oh, there's heaps.
Well, we might individualise. Who's put some size on? Who's looking big?
Size?
Other than yourself in the gym.
Size. Hudson O'Keefe is already big, but like he's
more big.
He's very strong now.
Yeah.
Like, and you're noticing like he's benching. What was he benching? 125 or something. So he's hitting PB
bumping up a bit.
140. Yeah,
180.
180. Nah, Hudson O'Keefe is getting a lot stronger, and you can really tell.
Who's running well?
Running well.
There's an obvious answer, but
yeah, there's two good ones. Ollie Hollands and Jackson Binns are the obvious ones, and to be honest, they're fighting for that 2K number one. So Ollie won it before Chrissy, and then Binnsy just recently. So it's good. They're driving each other, and unfortunately for me, that the times are getting lower, and they're going to expect the times to get lower for everyone now. So, but those two are running well.
I do want to say we obviously pumped up the 2K time trial at the end of last year quite heavily, and Ollie won that one, and then the 2K time trial this year was before most people were backed, and Binnsy won that one, and we didn't really give him as much love as we gave Ollie. So apologies, Binnsy, but well done. And otherwise, who's ready for more midfield time?
Or midfield time?
Because this is always one that kind of pops up.
I don't really know. Maybe from another line. Maybe just a shout out to a few young mids. Like I reckon Jagger Smith and Ben Camperelli have really showed their strengths. Jagger's smooth mover, and Ben's using his power.
That's right. We all miss that with speaking. That's okay.
Nah, he had a pretty good fend off yesterday. I won't say on who because I don't want to throw them under the bus, but sat him down, which was nice to see. And
that's good. That's
yeah,
good
like for a first year, he's very powerful and very strong. So those two are killing it at the moment.
Was it better than the fend off that Jackson Binns gave Nick Newman on preseason camp?
Nah, no way. Binsy over Newey. It's the best thing you can see.
That was well and truly the highlight of a pretty good camp, wasn't it?
Yeah, capped it off well. And for Binsy to go win 2 out of 2 is awesome because Newey loves giving him a bit of lip, and not that Binsy doesn't, but everyone's kind of going for the underdog, the young buck. So yeah, it was good that he got that.
It is Newey's birthday today at time of filming as well, so happy 85th, Newey.
85th, yeah.
having Zachy up forward with you, obviously he moved there last year. You've obviously got a very close relationship with him, but what's it been like having him there on a more permanent basis as someone who's obviously played against some of the best small forwards in the comp over the last decade or so?
Oh, it's pretty good. Like a lot of the small forwards that we have are pretty young, and to have someone with a bit more leadership and someone that's very vocal come down is really guiding us in the right direction. And obviously he's a great player. We know what he can do, but that leadership that he brings and sets everyone up, and like he just has that confidence in his teammates. So for me, that's a big thing. Like I thrive on confidence, and when he says, let's go have a crack, like it helps me a lot, and I can then vibe with him and give energy to other boys as well. So it's been nothing but good times down there with him, and hopefully he can kick a few goals this year.
It was announced over the break the Indigenous All-Stars game. It was the All-Stars team's coming back for the first time in 10 years. How much, whether it's this year or in future years, how much would you two love to represent that team that's come back?
Oh, it'd be an unbelievable honour to play for that team. I remember being at the last one. I think it was at Leederville Oval in WA, and just I remember being a little kid supporting like all the players, and I'd sit on the what's it called, where they walk out from?
The race? Yeah,
I'd sit on the race and high five them all, and then chuck in a little, I'm Daniel Motlop's son. Say all that. So
are you?
yeah, but it was good. Like I always loved watching those games and to see all the players come together and how fun it looks and like just the energy that they give each other. It's just something you can't really recreate, and it's just so natural. And hopefully one day we can get there.
Did your old man play in one of those teams, or was it?
Yeah, he did. He played in I think it might have been 2004 at TIO. So that was pretty special for him because
of course,
in the hometown, and he's playing with like two of the players were, one's my godfather and one's my little brother's godfather. So it's
and who were they, just for people?
Aaron Davey and Daniel Wells. So it's pretty special to be able to play with people you're so close with and that you have that connection with. And yeah, such skillful players as well. It's pretty fun.
You would have got very close to playing against your uncle as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I know.
A few weeks off.
It was annoying. I reckon maybe a month off.
Yeah, because he played in that round 5 game.
Yeah, that's right.
You were waiting to make your debut.
Yeah, it was annoying. I was hoping he could go one more year, but I think his knees were done, the shoulders too. So he's up in NT playing a bit of footy, which is always good. And it would have been fun to play against him, but I would have run around him, I reckon.
Run rings around him. What are the Motlops doing up in the NT? How they keep them busy, or they're doing everything?
What aren't they doing is the question. Yeah. Uncle Stephen, he's just built a new house right on the golf course and plays golf all day. Runs in the morning and goes to footy training. So he's living a great lifestyle up there. And then everyone always goes back to Nan and Granddad's and has a feed. So there's a lot of. I'm the oldest Motlop in my generation, so there's a lot of little ones running around at the moment, and hopefully a few to come through.
What is it like, obviously, representing such a family with such a rich footballing history?
Oh, it's
Or you don't know any different.
Yeah, well, I don't know any different. Like I've always been at the footy clubs, but like that's probably my purpose of why I play. Like to carry that legacy of the Motlop name. Like there's a lot of like all my family, they all had such great careers, and to do them justice and, to better them as well. And, carry the name with such pride and make sure I wear it well.
What about your son?
My son?
Yeah.
Jesse Jr.
Or Ashton, but...
that one.
Speaking of future generations.
Yeah, Ashton. Nah, he's going well. He's good. He's come back fit as well. He's flying, all the cliches. But, we trained a bit in the off-season over in Adelaide, and I remember his first session, he was... struggling a bit, but he ended up getting me in the 2K. So
did he?
By a second, which is
that would have not gone down well.
No, it was
with
good.
you, or were you proud of him?
I was proud of him. It was a dad moment. So it was good to see that his hard work is coming out, and he's up for a big year now, and everyone knows the skill that he's got, and I'm excited to see it.
How did that relationship start out?
I don't know what it was, but I just remember him getting drafted and just thinking, I like the look of him. Like, I don't know what it was, but maybe might have been because he was from SA or something like that. Played at Glenelg where my Uncle Marlon played. And and then...
So then you said, come here.
Yeah, I don't know. He's so authentic and just such a good person. So it's really hard not to be friends with him. So
then you've obviously got such a good relationship with him, and obviously Dirds as well, even though he's yawning in the background. I hope the podcast is going well.
I don't know what he's still doing here, to be honest.
Obviously your teammates and you have such good relationships, but then also you're all small forwards and you're all competing for similar spots in the team, which must be an interesting dynamic. Bit of a new look forward line as well with a few people departing. How does that fuel your going into a pre-season and obviously competing with some of your best mates for similar positions?
Oh, it's probably changed a bit from when I first got to the club. Like, there was a lot of competing and everyone's kind of going for that same spot. Whereas now, like, it's got that feel that everyone's pushing each other and driving each other. Like I said, Zachy coming down, Orazio's bringing his experience, and we've got a lot of young boys as well. So it feels like it's pretty like good competitiveness where everyone's pushing each other and everyone just wants to help each other at the end of the day because we all want to be better and make sure we're a good forward line. Obviously,
you're sharing each other's successes as well, and there was no better example of that than Ashton's goal against St Kilda in that last game last year. You were the first one over there and you absolutely mobbed him.
Yeah, I jumped on his back. I remember his first goal as well. Like, made sure I had to be the first one there, and like I said, we all know what he can do, so it'll be pretty special this year. That was the penalty, like the second last goal of that game that we kicked in the St Kilda game. You kicked the last one. Yeah. Can we take it, not to bring up old wounds, can we take it as a bad sign when you kick our last goal in home and away rounds? Because Collingwood 2022, Yep.
You kicked that last goal. We didn't kick one after that.
That was in the third quarter. Did we not kick a...
Didn't kick one.
Yeah, right.
Kicked 6 behinds in the last quarter.
Okay,
And then
yep.
St Kilda, again, very similar days for everyone involved. Stop doing it, please.
Yeah, okay. Maybe just like leave it for a few seconds
Do
left.
like what you did in the semi-final for Blake and kick the second last one and then...
Second last, you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try kick one first and see how we go.
But obviously that semi-final, everyone talks about Blake's goal. I think we've spoken about it off camera a few times. That goal against... Not to bring up that game too many times, but that was probably one of your highlights in your time in footy. Don't know why you snapped it the way you did, but what were your memories of that night?
Looking back at it, it was probably made it hard for myself, but that's just when the instinct comes out and you're playing in front of those big crowds. I remember it being one of the best feelings I've ever experienced in my life, and for Blake to then go on and kick the winner, like it just topped it off. Like it was, the best feeling I could ever experience, and I don't know.
Again, so far.
So far,
Hopefully,
of course, yeah.
You gave it a bit in celebration as well for both the Collingwood and St Kilda games and that Melbourne game, but you do have a bit of a trademark that doesn't come out all the time.
Yep.
But comes out sometimes. It's got a bit of a generational link to it. I'm not sure we've spoken about it to camera. There it is. Tell us the story of the deadly celebration.
Yeah, so obviously Dad used to do it, and he got it from a past player, Gary Durkay. Played for Fremantle, might have played for North Melbourne. Not too sure, don't quote me on that. But he used to do it back in the day, and it's Darparik, which means deadly, from up in Darwin, which is pretty special because then Dad would always do it when he kicked goals, and for that to, I guess, be a third generation kind of thing, it is pretty fun to do. And Uncle Stephen used to do the finger twirl a lot, so there's a few little celebrations that the Motlops used to do, and it's good that I can kind of bring them out now.
Well, the Motlops and Matthew Cottrell, because I think he did. He did it one day against Port Adelaide, didn't he?
That's the best thing about Cots is he just embraces everyone, and we're talking about it, and I was like, oh, you should do it, and he's like, you reckon? And I was like, yeah, go. And then
I think he kicked one, then you kicked one minutes afterwards.
So, he did it, and he was looking for me. I was on the bench, which was annoying, and then kicked one straight after, and I think there's a little photo collage of us both doing it, which is cool.
What about Cots? Obviously, you mentioned you had him in Darwin, but he is that kind of bubbly personality who, again, missed a bit of time with injury last year, but he's someone who's very much loved around these parts.
Oh, of course. Like, he's a very funny man, Cots. Took him up to Darwin and met his brothers over in Largemano, which was pretty fun. Like, they're just like him. They're massive, actually. Like, they're very tall, but they're just like him. Like, they're a great family, and they really looked after us when we went to Darwin, so big shout out to them, Red Dog Builders. But Cots is a great bloke, and everyone loves him.
Everyone loves him, Turds?
Best bloke.
Best bloke.
Have I said that a few times, have I?
I don't think so. No.
Oh.
He's just the best bloke.
Okay.
There you go.
He's better than Durds, that's for sure.
A clap from the studio audience in the background, which is good. Obviously, haven't seen each other for a while over the Christmas break, but we're all kind of keeping tabs on our Premier League fantasy. You're involved. And you've had some big scores. But is this the time where you drop off?
This is a touchy subject right now because I forgot to do my team for the first time ever.
Oh, no.
This morning.
This morning, yeah.
Yeah, and I've left Salah as captain. He scored 2 in the draw. I've got Gabriel Jesus up forward. And
he's done his ACL. Yep, that's good.
Isn't playing, so... but me and Dirt's actually pretty good, I reckon.
Yeah, you're two of the better ones. You're not Elijah Hollands is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, we came in last year, missed the first 3 rounds and finished 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
So this is where we pick up, don't worry.
It is always sad when there are some players who have stopped playing.
Yep.
I think Elijah's now stopped playing, but you've got a few who have stopped playing.
Yeah.
And they're still beating the people who are trying quite hard.
Oh yeah. That was Dirts for a bit last year. But it's a very frustrating game because you think you've got your team set and this team should win, but some
sometimes
people
it
cost
doesn't.
you. Yeah.
Are you a super coach player as well, or is it just Premier League fantasy? Or
I do a bit of AFL fantasy.
Yep.
We're allowed to do that, just FYI. So
yes. It's all above board.
Yeah, love the AFL fantasy. We've got all my best mates. There's about 8 of us, so we all play it. It's called the debut league, and it's pretty fun. Everyone gets into it. We do a classic end of draft, so draft night's always big. Dress up in your suit, and I'll jump on the Zoom, and
away you go.
Yep.
Well, are there any teammates, as it is now officially 2025, any teammates that you've got an eye on Maybe not for draft if you don't want to reveal your secrets, but maybe for classic that you
For
might.
classic, I've got Ollie in there.
Yep.
So new role off the halfback.
Lock a buddy, look after him.
Halfbacks tend to get a few more touches, which is nice. And I've got Jagger. He's nice, underpriced rookie.
So you've done your team already?
Yeah, I'm all sorted. Don't worry.
Wow. Obviously, that'll change when preseason rolls around, but you've got...
Yeah, I had Harry, but decided to get rid of him. Just because...
Couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, key forwards are a bit inconsistent. Not with their performance as a team, but
Yeah, I know,
in
I
a
know what you're saying.
fantasy stats way.
Yeah. Keep digging, mate. Well done.
Nah, and Sam Doherty, very underpriced at the moment, obviously because didn't play much of last year, and we know what Doc can do. So
There you go.
yeah, a few blue boys.
Are you expecting... Or you haven't included Corey
he's off.
Durden, and he's walked off.
He's done.
See,
Oh,
Corey?
do we? Okay.
He does. Not you. You still got 15 minutes,
Yep,
mate.
okay.
I'm keeping tabs on the time here. Well, now that he is out of here, I have to ask a question.
Yep.
Apparently, I mentioned cheating during P's and A's, and you said you would never.
Yep.
How do you cheat in a crossword?
Cheat in a crossword. Well,
Because apparently...
the answers are online. You can go look. People say I cheat, but like I don't. I just
Why
go,
are you cheating in a crossword for?
Oh, I don't cheat in the crossword.
Well, apparently
I
you
just
do.
go up to someone and I say, "What do you reckon the answer is?" And they'll give me an answer. And
That's not cheating then. That's...
nah, exactly.
I think you might be... Yeah.
People think I go and write them down somewhere, but really,
You go to Trivia Night and have the phone underneath the table, that kind of thing. Would you ever? Well, that's a wink. That's a guilty wink. You're on camera, Jesse. I think you're forgetting this.
I've looked at a couple answers here and there.
Yeah.
I've slipped a couple cards, okay, in my time.
Yeah. Truth comes out now.
Truth coming out. But I'm not a cheater. It's just
Okay.
an occasional if I have to win.
So you're not a cheater.
Only when I have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not a cheater. Say
Most
it.
of the time, yeah.
Okay, most of the time. But are you team Dawson or team Pacey?
Oh. If you don't know the right answer, then you can leave the room.
Well, firstly, I didn't really know what was going on,
Yeah.
which is I didn't know.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched the show.
I actually can't believe there's actually people like you.
Well, but the feedback we got
Yeah.
was that the team that Ashton's on, which I assume is the team that you're on as well,
Yeah.
is the completely wrong one.
How does that make sense though?
Well,
If they're soulmates, how are they not supposed to be together?
We've got Rose and Beck behind the camera who are
I know,
disgusted by...
I don't understand what's going on. Like how Pacey's a side character. That's like I love Josh Jackson, but he's a side character. He's not it. You know?
Well, this is interesting considering you said that Dawson's Creek was just a phase for you and you don't really care about it. But clearly, you feel very passionately about
I'm very
it, Jesse.
dirty on the show. I could never watch it again, only because I know how it ends.
Yeah.
I will say it was a show that had a big effect on me, and it did determine my mood most days. But
Most
days,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
You sure? Well, then, if not, then what shows do?
What shows do?
Yeah.
Started watching Game of Thrones
Yeah.
for the first time.
That'll
yeah.
toy with your emotions. Yeah.
I think that'll have a few
What are
emotions.
you up to?
Episode. Here's something. We actually watched episode 5 with Outdoors last night, but
Oh. Does he know that yet?
maybe wait for this like a week because he'll watch it tonight. So,
No, this goes out.
well, he was at the tennis last night, and me and Bolt were at home, and we had nothing to watch, and we all watch it as a group. But
So
this will come out after we've already.
Yeah, that will.
sorted it all
Hopefully,
out.
if he doesn't
Yeah.
get onto it quickly.
This won't come
so
out
are you going
tomorrow.
to watch it with him and pretend that you haven't seen it yet?
Well, that's what we're deciding. Like, should we go on our phones for that whole episode? Or do we start and pretend that episode like didn't exist and just go to the next one?
And just
Because
confuse you.
Dirds is the type of person that will just like be like, what's going on here?
And also,
after
Game
a
of
whole
Thrones
episode-
early is a very confusing
Yeah,
show.
exactly. So like he can kind of miss out on it.
Does anything really big happen in episode 5?
What? Yeah.
Yeah?
Old mate's just been stabbed in the leg. So
Oh,
like one of the
to be
main,
honest, there's
main
so much of
characters.
that goes on. I can't remember who
What's his,
old mate is, but
The Stark, the main Stark. The hand, yeah.
I'm just not going to comment because
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm just going to.
But yeah, so hopefully this comes out after.
So
he
sorry,
finds out.
Dirds.
Yeah.
Anything? What's your all-time favourite? Is it Dawson's Creek?
It's not. Dawson's Creek had the biggest effect on me.
Yeah.
That was-
and you really
That was
feel
number 2.
passionately about this.
That was number 2.
Okay.
Friday Night Lights is
Right.
a show about American football. It's kind of
Yeah.
that teenage drama show as well. Not too many people have seen it, but Mum put me onto that. She actually puts me onto most of my shows because
And,
we
then
got
you,
the same.
and then you put them onto Ashton.
And then I put them onto Ashton because all three of us got the same taste somehow. But yeah, so that's probably my all-time favourite.
Did you get Ashton onto the OC? Or is...
That was probably a collective effort from me, Dirds, and Alexis. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know if he's still on board, or is he...
I think he's taking a break, but...
How do you feel about
Nah, OC's second to Dawson's Creek, in my opinion.
that? Okay. But Dawson's Creek is second, so that makes the OC third.
Oh, there's probably a few in between. I reckon.
Okay, right.
Yeah, but yeah, we put him onto it, and it's a great show, but maybe not the fourth season.
What are you listening to then? Anything in particular?
Oh, I've been listening to a lot of Robbie Williams lately.
Good man.
So, I actually didn't know anything about Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
I only knew the name. This was even once The Coning in the Air came out, and
Yeah.
I got dragged to the premiere of Better Man.
Yeah.
And I ended up loving it. I reckon it's my favourite movie last year. And
Yeah, right.
So now I've just been listening to heaps of his music and
Enjoying it.
yeah, actually loving it, which is good.
So what you're saying is Robbie, obviously, again, big fan of the show.
Yeah.
Write a song about Jesse Motlop.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how we go. Play round one first, and we'll see.
That's fair. But you're big Robbie fan. That's what you're listening
Yeah,
to.
love him now. Yep.
So you're not listening to Deadly Discussions.
So I was probably just a bit ignorant at the start.
Yeah, that's fair.
With not knowing him, but
That's okay. You're young.
yeah, exactly.
Even though you're in the mid-range now, as you said.
Mid-range in the club, but young in the real world.
But not Deadly Discussions. Not listening to it. Going back over the glory days.
Nah, it's done.
Is it done?
Deadly Discussions is done. Yep.
Officially. That's actually quite sad.
Officially. It is.
Does it hurt saying those words out loud?
It did. Just
Yeah.
then, yep. But I've always known,
Deep down that it
I
was...
kind of thought maybe first year, but I don't know.
We got close. We were
we did get
considering it,
close.
and then...
But maybe
I don't think it's too much to say you were going to, and then you thought,
Yeah.
actually, I'm just going to hold off for a bit.
when I sign another contract, we can maybe do a little special.
Of course.
yeah.
But that's nice that was the last episode where you interviewed yourself.
Yeah. So maybe I'll come back for a little special, limited edition.
With yourself again?
But yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be good. But nah, it's done for now.
Right. Well, I'm still going to ask this question because it was on the potential circumstance that it did come back.
Yep.
So even though it's done, in a hypothetical world where Daily Discussions makes a return, it comes back from the dead,
Yep.
top 3 Carlton people, past or present, that you'd love to have on the show, that you'd love to interview, or just have a chat to.
Oh, Chris Judd would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just because he's one of the goats of the game.
You would have been right in that, like, when you were growing up, prime, like, Chris Judd.
Yeah, of Carlton. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was when he won his Brownlow here, I reckon. When I first started getting into footy. Sticks, he'd be a funny man. He'd have a few stories. Would be good, and then probably Matt Cottrell.
Just
3 goats of Carlton.
the best bloke that he is.
Yeah, exactly. So
Nice. Have
Good
you
lineup.
enjoyed being back on here?
yeah, it's been fun. It's been good to
been good.
get behind the mic again, and missed it a little bit, but not that much.
Not that much, but a little bit.
yeah,
Well, obviously, last year was a tricky time for you, but
Yeah.
hoping that there's many more of these to come in 2025.
nah, definitely.
I will we'll obviously sign off with the same way that we sign off all the time. And you kind of touched on this before, but let's just dive a little bit deeper. Mott's, Deadly.
Yep.
Why do you play football?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit earlier, but I do it for my family. The name that obviously I carry in the game, and I just want to better that and make sure people remember the Motlop name, and hopefully then my cousins and my little siblings can come through and keep playing, and then they can continue that, and then the next generation. So, and I love the game, full stop. So,
It's a great way to finish.
perfect.
See you 2025.
2025.
Let's go.
get it.
Thanks, Motts.